Welcome back to the show, Extra Rich. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button next to it so you're notified whenever these videos drop. On the menu today, we have, we need to start coming together and educating our own. All right, let's jump right on into it, shall we?
You know what I think we need to do? We need to start teaching our children the same thing that they are teaching their children. They're teaching their children to white people. They're teaching them how to be from a small age. And our little white children are growing up and going out into this world not prepared, feeling guilty, thinking that there's something wrong with them. And I know that it probably sounds a little out there, but our little one, they need to be prepared what could happen to them in certain situations. These people say they're the ones that live in fear, and they're the ones that are scared, and there's all these sundown towns, and everyone's against them, when we all actually know the truth. And our kids and our family members and just people that are not aware of what's really out there working against us, they need to know. And don't feel bad for going to people that you love and care about and saying, hey, don't go to these big festivals in cities. Don't go where there are large groups of these people. Don't go there, because you don't know what could happen. Because I'll tell you this right now, when I do have grandkids, I'm going to make sure that they don't have an ounce of white. I'm going to make sure that they know that they have done nothing wrong, and not to let anyone in this world convince them that they are less than anyone else due to their complexion.
You know, it's funny how people have to talk on the internet sometimes about this stuff, especially on a platform like TikTok. Because you know, she was like pointing to her shirt to me like black people, and then like pointing to her own skin to like me like white people. But I think we should be able to talk honestly and openly about this stuff. And quite honestly, some of the stuff that she was saying there, I agree with. Right? I agree with. Matter of fact, I think everything that she said there. I don't think she really said anything that I disagree with. What has happened in this country is quite ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. White people have become just white apologists for simply being white. And I think that is absolutely ridiculous, because one of the things that I like to do is I like to try to put myself in other people's shoes and try to see it from a different perspective, right? Because sometimes perspective changes everything, right? As a matter of fact, a lot of the times perspective changes everything. And when you put yourself in somebody else's shoes as a white person, you start to realize, hold on, why am I apologizing for something that I never did to somebody that this thing never happened to? Make it make sense. I'm going to say that again. Why am I apologizing for something that I never did to somebody that slavery and all these other things never happened to? None of that stuff happened to us. And you know, it makes me sick when black people get on these platforms and they say, well, you know, for 400 years, blah, 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 blah. Bro, you've been alive for 25. You haven't experienced a lick of racism a day in your life. Not a single day. That one little incident that you're relating back to, you made it up in your mind. Some white person decided to call you out on your BS and you called them racist. That ain't racism. It's not. He was sick and tired of your mess. And what she said, because it's funny, when she said, you know, don't go to, large gatherings with a bunch of black people. Hey, listen, I avoid them places my damn self. And I'm black. I know Joe Biden wouldn't say that I'm black because I didn't vote for him, right? But I'm black myself, and I know, listen, I'm not going to no large gatherings where there's black people, because 9 times out of 10, and I know I'm going to get some folks that's going to call me the C word and the Uncle T and all these other names, but the truth remains, 9 times out of 10, when there's a large gathering of black folks, somebody's getting shot. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. We see it all the time, and honestly, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. It's time to stop this nonsense. You got whole companies changing their policies because of ghetto black behavior. Carnival Cruise comes to mind. Changed their policies because of how ghetto. Now, listen, are black people the only people that act ghetto? Of course not. There's white people that act ghetto. There's Asian people that act ghetto. There's Mexicans that act ghetto. Yes, of course. There are all races that act ghetto. But I'm black and we talking about black people today. Okay? Don't try, because I know there's going to be somebody that said, well, other races are ghetto. We ain't talking about them. Focus on what's at hand. And that is black folks. That's what we're talking about. People are always trying to deflect and talk about something else, and that's part of the problem. It's part of the problem. And folks like me who call it out, oh man, you a Uncle T, man, you a C-word this, and you a bootlicker, you just doing it for the excuse me. You just doing it for the white man. Like what? You just want the white man to like you. What? Huh? Make it make sense. And if we gonna be completely honest, and any black folks that's watching, y'all know some of the most racist things I've ever heard said have come from black people. As a matter of fact, the most racist things I've ever heard said have come out of a black person's mouth. That's facts. That is facts. So when she says, listen, I'm going to make sure my kids and my grandkids aren't apologizing for being white. Hey, listen, I agree. Don't apologize. Stop with this. Stop with it. White people apologizing for simply being white is honestly part of the reason why we're in this situation today. It's not the sole reason, obviously, but it's part of the reason, because now you've got these entitled woke liberals who think that they need to get an apologies from anybody and everybody that's white because a few white people decided to apologize and feel bad for something that they never did to people that these things never happened to. So yeah, stop apologizing. Be white. Be proud to be white. I'm black and I'm proud to be black. I ain't gonna ever apologize for being black. Why would I apologize? Apologize for what? Let me explain this in a different way too. What these liberals expect, this is the equivalent of my grandfather, right? My grandpa murdering somebody 50 years ago. He got away with it. Now, he passed away now. He's 6 feet in the dirt. But police figure out, oh wait, that was your grandpa. But he's in the dirt. Well, since he's in the dirt, now I have to pay for something that he did 50 years ago. So now I got to go sit in prison because he murdered somebody and they can't do anything to him because he's 6 feet in the dirt. How does that make sense? It doesn't. Why am I at fault for something he did when I wasn't even here? I wasn't even alive. I wouldn't even have thought. So it's the same thing. Why should white people, or any other race of folks, for that matter, have to apologize for something that they weren't even here for? It doesn't make sense. You have to apologize for simply existing? That's stupid. That's stupid. So yeah, listen, I agree with it. And I think all white people should take that stance. Stop apologizing. And make sure your kids know that they don't have to apologize for being white either. They don't have to feel bad about being white simply because some woke black liberal 400 years ago. Bro, you weren't even here 400 years ago. Neither was your mom or your grandfather. So what are you talking about? You don't even know those people. This stuff has just gotten absolutely ridiculous, man. And man, y'all get in the comments. So let me know your thoughts. Do y'all agree? Talk to me. But hey, listen, I 1000% agree. And to this lady here, to you, Pepper's Play Zone 2, there's a lot of black folks that agree with you. We tired of the ghetto behavior. It's not black people. It's ghetto behavior. Okay? It ain't black behavior. It's ghetto behavior. Because there's a lot of black folks who got some common sense, who got some, wherewithal about them to where we ain't doing all this nonsense. We ain't doing all that nonsense. And like I said, I stay away from the ghetto stuff my darn self. Because at the end of the day, I know what happens there 9 times out of 10, right? So, yeah, man. Y'all talk to me in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Stay safe. Peace.